In the first half of the 20th century, many African Americans didn't have the same civil rights, the rights that we all have to be equal, as white people. A lot of white people looked down on black people, and they were unequal economically and politically. A movement started to change this, and its leader was Martin Luther King.
The Negro still is not free.
Martin Luther King was born in 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia. He went to university in Boston, Massachusetts, but after he received his degree, he returned south and worked as a minister in Montgomery, Alabama. It was there, in 1955, that he joined the civil rights movement. He was a great speaker and quickly became famous. He asked the American public a simple question: wouldn't it be better for everybody if every American citizen was treated equally? Didn't everybody deserve to be treated fairly? He traveled across the south of the USA fighting for equality. But it wasn't until he reached Washington that he achieved major change. Here, on the 28th of August 1963, some 250,000 people went to a demonstration at the Washington Monument. Here, King gave his famous "I Have a Dream" speech, standing in front of the Lincoln Memorial. The speech made Martin Luther King an international symbol of civil rights, respected and admired by most of the people, but hated by some. He was murdered on the 29th of March 1968, but his words continued to inspire people all over the world. At the time, the apartheid regime ruled in South Africa. This system of racial discrimination meant that although white people were a smaller part of the population, they had all the power and almost all of the money. They lived in large, beautiful houses in rich suburbs. Black people, on the other hand, had almost none of the things white people had. They lived in poor areas with very poor houses. They couldn't go to the same schools, see the same doctors, or use the same beaches as white people. And they couldn't vote in elections. As in America, a movement began to fight against this injustice, and at its head was Nelson Mandela. Mandela had a lot in common with King. He was a great leader and fought against inequality. But they didn't always see eye to eye, because Mandela believed violence was sometimes necessary. In 1963, he was arrested and spent 27 years in prison, most of them on Robben Island, a prison just off the coast of Cape Town. When he left prison, his supporters talked him into running for election. On the 10th of May, 1994, Nelson Mandela became the first black president of the country.
To all of us, I was very happy His Majesty.
Today, South African society is still in no way equal. Just under 43% of South Africa's population live in poverty, and most of these people are black. In fact, although 79% of the population is black, black people earn less than 10% of the income. But the situation is improving. It will take a long time to change this inequality, but Nelson Mandela's victory against apartheid was the first important step.